Good morning, Coolest Coast. It is a beautiful day here. It's Tuesday, May 26th, 2020, where it is sunny and 66 degrees. And I am joined by fellow mom and entrepreneur, Kristin Odell. Kristin, how's it going this morning?
It is going great. It is really nice outside. If you don't have plans today, go outside.
Absolutely. Enjoy every second of this sunshine if you can.
Mm.
And yesterday was a pretty nice day too. And yesterday was Memorial Day. And what we're talking about today is how we honor the important occasions, how that has shifted, how our celebrations have shifted. And so yesterday was Memorial Day. And so there was a big shift in how people were able to observe that. Kristin, what did you and the family do?
Well, we actually started our day. Doug and I are members of CrossFit Manitowoc, and so we did a workout called the Murph, which is in honor of a soldier that passed away in 2005. Look it up. You can Google it. And so we did that in the morning. It involves a 2-mile run and then a bunch of very aggressive moves in between. So that was really fun. And, I was in that mindset of like, I can do this because other people have done this, right? And then we took the girls out and we actually went to the cemetery. So my grandfather on my mom's side was Korean. He served in the Korean War. So we went and visited the cemetery, and the girls actually walked around and looked at all the different headstones and spent some time looking at the different branches of the military and the different jobs and what wars people served. And we actually had a really good time.
I bet you had some really interesting discussions based on that. That's fantastic.
They got really excited about it, which anytime I can get the girls excited about history, I think it's really cool.
And it's a nice touch point with the history of where we live too, and thinking about the people that went before. And I was kind of impressed with how the cities of Manitowoc and Two Rivers still had an observance, honoring social distancing, right? So there were no crowds or anything gathered, but that they were still able to have a broadcast of the ceremonies. So that was really special.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I guess for me and for our family, I feel like it's such an important day to kind of pause and reflect on things. So any way that I can do that with the girls, in the absence of not having a parade this year, we really wanted to do something. And so, it
was a beautiful day to be out and about too. So thankfully for that, we didn't have the rain that we had last weekend.
That's right. How about you, Tina? What did you guys do to celebrate the day?
So we just did a ton of yard work and home improvement type stuff. Once we watched the parade from last year and that observance and the city broadcasts, and then just tucked in all day outside.
That's awesome. You look like you had sunscreen on or something, opposite of me, clearly.
I have this big brimmed hat that's always pulled down. I've had sunstroke one too many times, and I just, can't risk it again. So I'd love to hear how, other people that are out there on the coolest coast, how you observed Memorial Day, and or how are you shifting to honor the other occasions that are important to you. So Kristin, 2 weeks ago on Mother's Day, it was also your birthday. So that was impacted by, the whole pandemic. Do you want to talk a little bit about that and how you celebrated? I know we've got a cute picture that we can put up on screen.
Right. So this is me with my girls. And in case anybody is wondering, that is poppy seed tort with homemade poppy seed custard. So somebody else thought it was Butterfinger when I first posted it. So I need to mention that. But yeah, so we were originally supposed to have our family, my mom's side, for Easter on that Saturday, the 9th. To celebrate kind of Mother's Day and Easter, since our Easter celebration got postponed. And unfortunately, we just weren't at a point where we could have our bigger, broad family with my cousins is 50 people. So that was just a bit much to have over. And so we just celebrated more with some just very close family members. So.
Nice. Well, you talk about Easter and Easter, Passover, all of those celebrations were really impacted for people too. I saw, so here in Manitowoc, one of the churches hosted Easter services on the beach, but there was no one in attendance physically on the beach, right? It was broadcast online. What was unique was instead of people shouting like, "Amen," they had to honk their horns from their cars to participate.
That's very cool. Yeah. Easter morning, we watched church online and, made breakfast here. And so I think we're finding that as much as it's not the same as what we've done before, there's still a lot of meaning and closeness that comes with doing it. So yeah, there you go.
Turning Passover into a Zoom over.
Anything is possible.
It's amazing and impressive how creative people are, how they are still honoring these occasions that are important to them and, and still celebrating. I love that.
So, and I mean, I think this brings up a good point. Like, we've got a lot of local graduates getting ready to finish their high school senior years. So, friends watching, how are you guys honoring your seniors that maybe their graduations have gotten postponed? How are you handling that? Are you, have you decided to have a party outside? What are you doing? Oh, there we go. Miss Patty is on. Good morning, Patty. She said, we got creative and had a patio brunch on the driveway with family with safe social distancing. Thank goodness for the beautiful weather.
Nice. That speaking of Patty, there's an image that she had shared. So her daughter is a graduate, not from high school, but from kindergarten. And so she shared this image of how she would honor that day has changed. Where they did a drive-by and they celebrated with an ice cream cone, but still, so the kids have that understanding of what they've achieved, right? That it is being honored, even though it's not with a huge celebration or a big crowd. Patty, thanks so much for sharing that.
I think that Megan won there. I would take the ice cream cone for sure. I think that's a perfect way to celebrate. I love that.
Yeah, and it's great motivation for her to keep doing her good studies, knowing that she's going to be rewarded like that.
That's right. We actually did drive-through PK Beans yesterday, which is on A Street for those of you who don't know where that is. We call it the Little Cow.
We do too, yes.
And we had to wait in line a little bit because they're only doing drive-through, but the girls were just as excited to get their Cedar Crest ice cream there as they always are. So it was a fun way for us to get a treat in the afternoon.
I wonder if this will lead to like a revival of roller skates in a parking lot, that kind of bellhop service.
Right. Yeah. Like, do you guys remember the Penguin?
Mm-hmm. That was fantastic, right? Or Lates used to do that too. You'd roll down your window and they'd come out with a tray and place it right on the window.
Right. Yeah, that's, I kind of forget about that stuff, but maybe this is a new entrepreneur idea. Somebody can bring back the car hops.
Another mom shared a post that her son was going to be having a birthday. So she was organizing a drive-by celebration at a specific time. And I know I've seen other people doing something similar to honor a parent, a child, somebody that's achieved something special.
Yeah, I think that's a really cute way to do it. I know the kids kind of get excited waving, and we've participated in a couple of these and, hopped out and dropped a little gift in the driveway and hopped back in the car. And I know some of our local police departments have gotten involved with some of those. And it's just really, again, a neat way to kind of celebrate and honor those kids that are having to do it a little bit differently this year.
Yeah, the indomitable human spirit, right? Even in the midst of this, look at, people are not afraid to put on a costume and just do something that brings joy to their neighbors and their friends and their community.
I'm impressed that many people have dinosaur costumes, that they can have a dinosaur parade.
And I think I've never had a costume like that on, but I think there's like an actual little fan or something inside, right? That keeps it inflated like that.
Yeah. Oh, good morning, Lisa. I'm planning a drive-by open house for senior high school graduation, decking out the yard. I like your comment. We will see. Yeah. I appreciate your openness and flexibility with just taking it as it comes.
Right. And congratulations to your graduates, Lisa.
Right. Yeah. So I know
there's a comment from Mary Hamachek about doing a front porch jamboree. So this is a really unique way that, she's sharing the love and the happy spirit with her friends and neighbors.
That's fun. I would love to know more about the jamboree, Mary. Is this individuals each playing an instrument? Are we doing like a yard performance with social distancing? Tell us more. I'm not a musician at heart, so I don't know. And you guys heard my singing last week. I'm pretty sure you don't want me singing.
Is there anything you're going to sing for us this week?
I was not planning on it, no.
Some other unique things are how the teachers are still trying to connect with their students. So Dean Slager is a first grade student here in Manitowoc, and he shared this post. So they couldn't have their clown carnival at school for the first graders. So the teachers dressed up as clowns and did a little drive-by and dropped off some special gifts for the kids. And the kids knew that they were coming dressed as clowns.
That is so fun. I love
And so that's not how Dean dresses every day, by the way.
I love how he has the orange sock with the black flip-flop. That is what made me laugh the most about that picture for whatever reason. It wasn't the rest of it. It was the orange sock with the flip-flop that got me. But I mean, I'm sure the kids loved seeing you dress up, and we're probably just so excited to see you in person. I know Cindy Schneider that was on a couple of weeks ago. She had a student that had a birthday, and they went to read like in the front driveway. And she was like, I don't know if I got more out of it or the student got more out of it, just to be able to like see each other, not even like have physical contact, just be able to see that person in person was so cool. Oh, here's Mary. I play
the jamboree. Okay, go ahead, Kristin.
I was just gonna say, so she says she plays her auto harp and sings on her front deck. That is awesome, Mary. Kudos to you. I am so impressed.
Thanks for sharing the love, Mary.
Oh, here we go. Okay, so she's streaming it so others can play and sing along as well. Very, very cool. I love it. There you go. She's pitching her own page. She's got a page on Facebook if you want to follow Mary, get some tunes.
Check it out. So I know that other teachers too have done something similar to the drive-by with the clowns. For example, the Lincoln High School staff got together and did a parade and, plotted a route so they went by as many students' houses as possible.
Right.
And then Cindy says they'll be doing a Griffin greeting for Jefferson community. June 10th, they're going to drive by the students' houses and say hello. And what's a Griffin greeting? Do you know what that is, Kristin?
Well, so the Jefferson students, their mascot is a griffin. I don't know what a griffin is. Somebody can post what a griffin is.
I think it's a mythical creature, right? Does it have wings? Is it part lion? Part lion, part eagle claw? Wings? Oh, my mythology. Who's online that can tell us what a griffin is?
That's right. So yes, they are the Jefferson Griffins. I do know that much. But that's fun. What a cool way to connect with your students. And I'm sure those kiddos are going to be so excited to know, the teachers are going to drive by. What a special way to kind of wrap the year up.
Right. And especially at that age, to know that their teachers didn't just disappear off the face of the earth, right? That they still care about them, that they're still connected to them, that they still have memory. Oh, yes. Good morning. You know what? Actually, I have a to-go coffee mug this morning. Scenes from Japan.
I love it. Is it metal?
The size of my head. It is, yeah. It's my favorite cup ever, actually. It keeps the coffee warm for a long time. And
is it like I'm going to say the word Yeti, but I don't represent Yeti.
No, nope. It's actually like one of those Starbucks. You are here.
Sure.
And I don't represent Starbucks either, so I'll stop showing that.
Oh, there we go. We got the griffin.
So we were right. It is a mythical creature. Ding, ding. Okay.
You're right.
Body, tail, and back legs of a lion, and of an eagle, and sometimes an eagle's talons.
Oh, Tina, you are very brilliant when it comes to knowing the griffin.
Thank you. I think I have to credit Harry Potter with that knowledge.
We've started Harry Potter, and Grace wasn't quite old enough to be able to put all the characters together yet, so we kind of paused. So I'm very excited to go back to it with her.
I loved it. I loved that whole story. I read all books first, just to myself. So right. I didn't even have the excuse of a child at the time.
I know, maybe I should start with that. Maybe that would be a better way to be able to explain the creatures to her.
I think that did help when we watched the movies together then, to have an understanding of what was going on or what to look for or to point out to help them connect the dots.
Right. So, a lot of the other schools are officially done with school now. So I would love to hear from our friends about how did they wrap up the school year? Maybe it was just dumping off all that stuff they had at home that they've been homeschooling with and saying, good riddance, we're dropping this off at school and this is the official end. For our kids, we've got a couple weeks to go yet. So we're still kind of doing the school grind. How is Teak holding up?
Oh, he's totally ready to be done. Although yesterday he was working on a paper. He was having me proofread and talk about some of the points with him. I was like, it's a holiday. Like you wouldn't actually have to be working today, but I didn't want to derail what he was doing. I was so glad that he was doing it.
Right.
But yeah, he'll be glad when it's done. Now it's interesting because, oh, Cindy, thanks for looking up a griffin. At Lincoln High School, they have lockers. So this happened all so fast that I think some kids probably still had jackets, shoes, gym clothes, anything like that left in their lockers. So they've got to figure out how to get all of that stuff back.
Right. Yeah, I know. I think we've got a day coming up where either the teachers are going to drop stuff off or we're going to have to pick it up. But yeah, it'll be kind of exciting to officially close up this school year and put ourselves into official summer mode. My biggest fear, Mom, I'd love to hear from you about this, moms, but my biggest fear is my children have been staying up later and waking up later in the morning because they've not been at school. And some days that is fine. Some days it doesn't work quite as well. So in my mind, we are basically in August mode as it pertains to the sleeping schedule. So what's frightening to think about is what is actually going to happen in July and August when they've now added however many months on.
Oh, thanks, Mary. Kudos to all the parents, she said, who are doing the teaching from home, and to all the teachers. You guys are all rock stars.
Yes, I agree with that.
That is a really good point, though, Kristen, about the hours. I know that, Teak has done his scientific research and he has the data points to tell me if he stays up later and sleeps later, as long as he's getting his 8 hours of sleep, it doesn't matter when in the day they are. So I'm not exactly sure how it's going to go this summer because, he's hit 2 a.m. a couple of times. And I'm like, dude, this is getting to be a little late.
Right. I think for us, this is such a this is a selfish parent thing. But we have little girls, and so it's nice when they go to bed at 8 or 8:30 or even by 9 o'clock because Doug and I want to hang out. We get 1 hour of time together at night. Doug's an early to bed, early to rise kind of guy. And so if they're not going to bed, then we don't get to hang out. So it's like a 1 hour of date time sometimes during the week. So
I hear you.
Go to bed. I can hang out.
So, there's a picture of a birthday cake. If you put that up there, I'm just wondering, how are people handling birthday celebrations? For example, are you still blowing out the candles or are you changing that custom too? Do you think that will be impacted and change as we go forward? Not blowing on a cake that's served to other people? Or do you think that once we get beyond this, it will still be a-okay? I'd love to know what people's thoughts are.
Yes. So I totally blew out my candle and shared my blowing juice with everybody, and they still love me, and they're all healthy. So, we're okay.
And I suppose in an intimate family like that, you're already quarantining together. So right. It's not like you're not sharing something that hasn't already been shared.
Yeah, exactly. So Tina's birthday, let me do this. Tina's birthday is this week. I know you were going to celebrate jazz hands, but is there anything else on the agenda? What are you guys going to do for your birthday?
Well, I heard my mom mention that she might make me some of my favorite chocolatey treats. They're like peanut butter bars with melted chocolate on top. I could eat the whole pan, but I would share. If she makes those for me, I will share, Mom. And I would love to go for a bike ride. I'd love to go for a hike.
Patty,
weather permitting.
Candles. High five.
Blow out the candles.
Tina, are you going to blow out your candles on Thursday?
I don't even know if there'll be a cake.
Well, you can put a candle in a peanut butter bar.
I think you don't realize how old I am. I don't even know if I could light that many candles, Kristen.
You have to have one to make the wish.
Definitely.
One time a year, you get to just pause and be like, what am I going to wish for this year?
I love it.
this year I turned 39. And so I had a 3 and a 9. So I didn't have 39 candles. I just had 2 very nice little candles, thanks to my mom.
Nice.
Yes.
And
But
let's see, Cindy has a comment here too. Oh,
go for it.
so parents have taken on so many responsibilities for teaching and learning, and you deserve to have your kids go to bed at an early time and still enjoy adult time. Should be no guilt there on parents' part. Yay! Thanks for that confirmation.
Yeah, that just confirms that I need to set the girls' alarm clocks and pull them out of bed at 7 o'clock in the morning so that they stay on that schedule.
Unless we got creative and had adult alone time in the mornings. Would that work? I don't think so. I don't think that would be as nice.
I am so slow. Cindy and I have this term called melting. Okay, you have to melt in the morning. You have like a nice cozy cup of coffee. There's maybe a blanket or some sunshine. You just ease into the morning. Doug is not that guy. So I think I have a mental problem with morning daytime.
I'm with you completely. I love that term melting, and I'm going to embrace that because that perfectly describes how I like to get up.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, and Jason is the complete opposite. He can like just bing right out of bed and embrace the day, which I'm kind of envious of, but I'm glad to know that there's an affirmation that melting is approved and acceptable.
Yeah, melting is one. It usually involves pajamas, by the way, too. No, Doug and I have always been a bit opposite in our marriage in terms of, yeah, see, there's my girl. We've always been opposite in that Doug is very productive in the morning and I am very productive at night. So after the kids go to bed and Doug goes to bed, I tend to get a lot done. So it's just we balance each other in that way, which is why that 1 hour window of time before he goes to bed is so critical. But yes, you should melt. Melting is the best. So
that is a new mantra.
Very good.
Well, I love it. I love to know that everyone is still hanging in there, and it's wonderful that the weather has improved and that summer is before us, because it's going to give us so many more options just to be outside and to participate with the world that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we're starting to see some openness in our community as well. So things like the wharf is opening up with more limited capacity, I guess. I know the Strand is opening up June 1st with some more limited capacity. So we're starting to see some things slowly kind of ease back open, which is just going to provide opportunities for us to not only begin to see each other again, but to begin to socialize, which will be important as we move forward and also help us give confidence in what we think we can do. Yeah, lots of bonfires. I agree, Patty.
Mm-hmm, definitely. We had one this weekend, so it was pretty nice. Speaking of birthdays too, one thing that we would always do every year for my birthday is we'd actually let Teek choose a restaurant and we'd go and sit down and have like a nice birthday meal. And so he's been asking me like, Mom, what are we going to do this year? We can't really go anywhere and sit down yet. So we've been trying to decide, okay, so is it going to be takeout and then like a picnic?
You mean Chef Jason is not preparing? Teek can pick the menu, but Chef Jason has to prepare it?
Kristin, I love the way you think. I love the way you think.
Right? I feel like that should be an acceptable arrangement.
Yes, Mary, grilling out too. Yeah, it's finally this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think we've been grilling out since March because we just want that grilled flavor and that whole idea of getting to when the weather is nicer. So
it does seem that grilling doesn't necessarily belong to one season anymore. You're right. Here in Wisconsin, we're so hardy. I've seen so many people posting like every day, every Sunday, they'll have a new grilling image, right, out on their back porch.
Right. So Doug does a lot of smoking. We have a Traeger smoking grill, not a representative of Traeger, by the way. And he actually built this form. This is my form to block the wind this winter so he could smoke all winter long and have his smoker protected from the wind. It was like a windbreak.
Oh, fantastic.
And it has a blanket as well. So, I agree. I don't think there's a season for grilling in Wisconsin. I think We do it all year round, but I feel like we get outside more and certainly grill more now that it's getting nicer out, which is fun.
It's certainly more enjoyable when it's nicer out.
Right.
But I love the indomitable spirit of Wisconsinites.
That's right. We got our patio furniture out yesterday too, and I am so excited to just sit out on the patio and relax now. And I don't know,
It extends the house. It's like another room opens up.
bring on the summer.
Yes, bring it on. Oh, Kristen, as always, it has been so awesome having this chat with you. Thank you to everyone who participated. We really enjoyed your comments and your feedback. We will look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, stay well, enjoy the sunshine. Take care, Coolest Coast.